What is going on, everyone? Welcome to a new year. That is right, it is January 1st, 2024, ladies and gentlemen. And to start off this new year, we are actually starting with a new game called Our Life. This game I literally know nothing about. It was recommended to me by Exy, my manager. You guys know her. You should know her. She's in the Discord. She's the one that made all the lovely merch. Link is in the description below. Go get yourself some new merch. Got a lot of stuff down there. You'll find some interesting stuff down there. But we're gonna jump right into this. I have no idea what this game is. I have no clue anything about it. Exy just said it's gonna be a very sweet game. Explanation section. Oh. Give me a second, guys. I'll go through this. Yeah, so give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Okay, we have a character. I'm a dude. I'm definitely a dude. First name. Oh, I have to. Okay, I have to make my face and everything. I'm not that tan. I wish I was that tan. I'm more of a peachy. I'm not pale. I at least get some kind of sun. I've been known to have narrowish eyes, but not that narrow. Eye color? I mean, I have contacts most of the time that change my eye colors. They don't really have my color. Fine, I'll go with that. That's close enough. Oh god, why is there female hair options in the male section? This isn't right. No. Half hair? I mean, that's cool and all that, but that's, shit. I don't know. The hair's not really, okay, we'll go with I'm gonna have to go with one of those half-colored ones. They have red, black and red. That works. Hair, back. I'm not a girl, so I don't have. That's about right. My hair usually looks like that. All right, there we go. Change page. Birthmarks and all that. Scars. Do I have a scar? I mean, I don't really have a scar on my face. No freckles. Hand size. I am slender, thank you. Seriously? Fine. Change page. Birthmarks. Oh god. I take watches. I love necklaces. Shirts, pants. I don't wear skirts or dresses. What are you talking about, man? I don't have any freckles. I have some scars on my arms and legs. That's about it. These are actually really true. I do have scars. Do we have... No, we don't. Do we? Akira. If I want to go with anime name, fine, we'll go with my name. Ugh. Yeah, Atlas last morning. Alright, there we go, we're done, cool. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Oh. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. It was a popular tourist destination, with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of schoolless vacation with it. Vacation. How I remember having school vacations. Those are always fun. I'm glad I graduated. During the summer, your moms didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. I have moms? Mommy? Okay. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mom called putting down roots. Okay? They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved or asked how your family was, or most often, just said hello. Oh, I have to choose. I was too anxious. No, I was actually very friendly. I would never understand why I'd have to say hi, but I would nod back at it anyways. I was polite. I mean, it was a polite thing to do. That's what I would have done. I don't know why people would have to say hi to each other and all that, but I'll nod. I'll say, hey, how's it going? You know, simple stuff. And your mom's taught you to always be respectful. Of course. Always be respectful, folks. Always respect others, everything. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside of your house. He was sitting with his head in his hands, his whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground. Yeah, I can understand that as a kid you'd see it like that. Whoever, or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize, well, they just really stood out. And that is very true. If I don't recognize someone, they're going to stand out to me. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms called it. So, for you, not knowing who was a total stranger, it's set off a lot of red flags to you. Your mom tried to talk with you and your bigger sister, Lizzie, about this kind of situation before. Man, I wish I had a bigger sister. Oh, I wish I had siblings! Oh, how siblings would have been nice! I wish. You hadn't exactly been listening at the time. You think it could have been okay to talk to new people. Yeah, I was a troublemaker, so I'm actually going to go with that one. But you weren't sure about this man yet. But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what was going on. So you slowed down. Your eyes remained fixed on the man. This is basically how I was growing up. I never really listened to my parents because, well, my parents were dicks. So I kind of did my own stuff. A lot of bad stuff. Until I met my roommates, Exie and Echo, who have kind of fixed my life a little bit. Ever since I moved from Michigan out here to California. It's not, I'm not going to go into it, but you know. There was a split second where your eyes met and you knew he was aware he wasn't alone on the street anymore. Hey! Like, you raised an eyebrow at the shout. Did he want something? Is that why he was here? The man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Not wanting to seem too approachable, you folded your arms and stared. Like, what the fuck you gonna do, dude? I'm crossing my arms and I'm staring at you. What you gonna do? Nah, I wasn't that much of a dick. You offer a stranger smile. The man gives you a grin of his own. Ooh, okay, one of these kinds of guys. No, I'm not gonna go into my history of what I've been through. Hey, do you live around here? What's your name, kid? You looked at the man up and down, taking in his tan skin and relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed, and the way he was acting wasn't. Funny that. He had sharks on his shorts, had a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean or something. I'll be honest, this dude looks like a surfer. It looks like that typical, what's up, dude? Yo, what's up, dude? Let's go surfing! I don't know how people talk, but that's what this guy looks like. He looks like a surfer. While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for you to answer his question. Yeah, I live right there. My name's Atlas. Ah, nice to meet you, Atlas. Gave you a broad smile, relief setting on his face. Dad, why are you handing me 20 bucks? I'm a kid. I'm like 8 years old, man. Why are you handing me a $20 bill? He reached out of his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it up to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him.
Well...
Okay, that's not what I expected his voice to sound like. Well... I like that voice. That's a nice voice. Could you do me a favor? Nothing bad. Sorry. I should have let me start over. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. Oh, so he did. From where you were standing, it made him look creepy. Okay, yeah, I can understand that. I have a son. His name is Cove, who's about your age. Cove, that seems like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You're chewed on the inside of your cheek. This guy's obsessed with water. That's actually pretty cool. No, I like the name Cove. That's actually a very cool name. I've never met anyone with that kind of name before. So that's actually kind of cool. We moved in across the street, see? He gestured towards a house that had been empty for years, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. The gigantic... Oh. So, you know, for sale signs, I didn't expect them to be so gigantic. Apparently there's a big gigantic sign. No, I'm just messing with you guys. You must be Atlas Morning, right? Met your moms earlier and they told me you were 8. Just like him. Wait, I guessed this? I guessed I was like 8 years old? This dude's handing me a $20 bill and I'm 8 years old, dude. He kept He's just shaking this money in my face like, hey kid, $20 bills, you know what I can go buy that for? Can you try to be friends with the boy? Look, man, you don't have to bribe me, but if you're gonna wave 20 bucks in my face, I'm gonna take it. Just give it a chance. You can keep this. It's a good kid, you'll like him.
Do you mind?
But you gotta keep it a secret too, okay? Wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. Do other kids really get their parents to pay for French? I don't know if that's true or not, but that's funny as hell. You felt kind of sorry for Cove. I'm gonna go with this last one. Had your moms done that to you and Lizzie? What'd you say? Wanna make a deal? I ran away. I'm gonna take the bill. You carefully plucked the bill from his outstretched hands, grinning at the thoughts of what you could do with that much cash. See, so there's a lot of cool options here, but if I was 8 years old, I wouldn't really want to go watch a movie. Sweets are awesome and all that, but your parents can buy you sweets if you beg hard enough at 8 years old. Stuffed animals! And just that thought, the sky was... And just as... Oh. Atlas, can you English? It's 2024. You need to English. And that was just the start. You thought. The sky was the limit with that kind of amount. The man smiled at you, his eyes crinkled at the side like he did. Great. That's great. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but... Well, I don't know where he got off to. He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked, you'd thought he was actually wanting to cry. If you see him, can you tell him to come home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss it. Can I keep this either way? I can try. He nodded, not totally certain that you'd find Cove, but willing to look. The man smiled, reached out to pat you on his head, paused before doing so, then pulled his hand away instead. Your mom's already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. Thought he might come back, and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, Atlas. So much. He jogged off. Wow. Man just handed me a $20 bill and said, go find my son. I'm gonna go try to find him. And just jogs off. You decide to check the hills behind your house. Smart move, always check the hills. And apparently it went from bright middle of the day to it's dark as hell out. Okay. Step 1, the first sight. Gotta do it like this. The chirping of the crickets and the tall grass greeted you, quietly and familiar. From the top of the hill you could see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shores, and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. You always loved the ocean. It was so much fun. You loved to hear the stories of the sea, about the merfolk and sea serpents you imagine living far beneath the waves. Or you didn't enjoy the beach at all! Especially the sand, which got absolutely everywhere. I always love the ocean. Actually, this is not true. Don't get me wrong, the ocean is great and all that, but I have a fear of the ocean. I can't swim. For some of you that do not know, I actually cannot swim for the life of me. I can't even go very far into the ocean or any kind of beach without having a fear, because I've had near-death experiences where I could have drowned. So I'll hear the stories, but I won't go into the water. Sometimes you could almost convince yourself you had seen it, the flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. Yeah, I wish. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try and relax, but you couldn't. You weren't sure that what was going on, but for something told you you weren't alone. So you looked around. Oh, hey kid, hi. There's a boy sitting at the top of the hill, almost completely hidden, with the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed you yet. You watched him for a minute longer, feeling a bit like you'd found a deer in the wild, though deer didn't have a pink cast. Sad frowns, huge glasses. I mean, technically, deer didn't have all of these things. If you're 8 years old, you would have. Okay, so we're gonna go with the pink cast, I think. But this new boy did. You wondered how he got it. After a few more seconds, you took a step forward, then another. Then he glanced your way. Oh, he's looking right at me. Oh god, that's different. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and show you weren't scary. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hand falling into a fist at his sides. He didn't say anything, he just stared at you in a strange way. He'd been crying. There were a few traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees, soaking the hem of his shorts, and his eyes were still shiny with a few more. You obviously caught him off guard. The pink cast seemed to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had stuck out to you. Cove? His eyes widened as he studied you. How'd you know that? You touched the money in your pocket, feeling it crinkle beneath your fingertips. I met your dad. Okay, this kid is very depressing and sad. I'm sorry, kid. Why are you crying, though? So, is this your hill? He gestured with his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospects. I can leave if it is. You shook your head. I'm gonna shake my head. While doing so, you also picked at the strand of lint at your leg. What a weird question to ask someone. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. The pure white flowers that covered his hills rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dyed the sky made them seem like flowers, too. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. Why are you here? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question, almost like they'd never stop. His tears steamed up again with vengeance. Why are you crying? Cove, why are you crying? My parents. They don't want to live together with me anymore. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking in his dark lashes. My mom made my dad leave, and he took me with him. And now we have a house here, and I want to go home. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before putting them back on again. I hate this place. I want my real life back. I want my mom. I'm sorry. That's all I could say is I'm sorry. He slipped his hands underneath his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. You felt bad for him, being forced to come here with no choice. You couldn't imagine what it would have felt like to live with only one of your moms, but it was pretty hard. But from the way off in the distance, you heard your parents. Atlas!
Cove?
Okay, well, thank you, Cove's dad, for not having me to say it. Kids, where are you? Where'd you go? Cove looked at you, tears still clinging to his cheeks. Don't tell him we're here.
I want to go home.
I don't want to go back to that house. Oh, God. Oh. It's gonna be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. It's not gonna be all fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him when you really, really need him. You shot him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove? Can you hear me? He looked towards the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away while rubbing his not bandaged arm.
Sorry.
Sorry, I still don't want to go. I'll wait silently with him, because I get it. You do? Before you could answer, you heard Cove's dad even closer than before. There you are, bud. The trio of parents appear over a curve of the hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you, and they rushed over. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Oh, mommy, sorry. Mommy. Calm down, Atlas. You're supposed to be an 8-year-old child. This is kind of wrong. Both of your moms were at your sides in a split second, faces filled with worry. Atlas, you're here after all? We had been at the park to check for Cove, and then we heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. We're okay. Cove didn't want to go home just yet. Mommy gave Cove a small smile. Okay, so this is Mommy, and this is Mom. Mommy? Mom? Mommy? Mom? And then she turned back to you. Oh, thank God you're both fine. Were you two having fun out here? You looked over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad tight, hugged and pushed in his arms. Oh, so his dad's basically hugging him and he's trying to, like, get away. Funny. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, he's good! I think I'm gonna marry him! Yeah, I like him. You nodded, smiling slightly. Finally letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Clove's dad turned to the three of you.
That's a relief.
Thank you guys so much for finding him. Really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing Atlas knows this whole area so well. Yes, because I used to explore as a kid. I learned the whole area over there in Michigan where I was born. Until I was about 16 and then moved out and got away from Michigan. Absolutely! We should get home now. It's been a long day for all of us. Say goodbye, Cove.
Bye.
Thank you, Cove, for not having me to say it. The two of them walk off into the darkness. Heading toward the neighborhood, you watch Cove's bright pink cast until it disappears. Tell you what, we'll have a proper playdate tomorrow, okay? Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Liz. How's that sound? Sure, can I steal my stuff?
Of course.
Awesome! Let's do it! Both of your moms laugh, the sounds overlapping into a warm, familiar choirs. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed, after your long, exciting day, you followed them home. Okay, choose your feelings for Cove. This is how you feel towards Cove for the step. Can change in laters. I'd be nervous and indifferent. I would be relaxed, but I would be a little bit indifferent. But I think I've run out of time for this episode, guys. So I'm actually gonna pause here for the time being, and we can continue this on episode number 2. But this is just for the first episode at the very first day of the new year, guys. I do hope you enjoyed this series. If you guys want to see me play any other kind of games, or if you want to see more of this, let me know down below, or hop on into my Discord. There is a link down in the description below. I have a Discord server. You can come in here, chat with me and all the gang of the Toxic Army. Come check us out. You can talk to me personally in there. You can give me game recommendations, all this stuff. Join us, guys. I mean, it's just a click. It's not gonna hurt. But thank you guys so much for the year of 2023. It is now 2024, and thank you guys so much for all the good memories back from 2023. Let's make some more here with this episode, the very first video in 2024. But thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great, amazing day, everyone. I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there, and have a happy 2024, everyone. Bye-bye!